Andres and Reagan Pittman.
And for George Washington, here we go with the opening sprint. The official puts the ball in play, and GW will get that opening sprint. As here we go.
We're the silver team.
Air Force winning that opening sprint, and here we go with the dump inside, as it looks like GW is going to try and come over the back. There's an attempted shot, but it goes high and wide. So, GW comes up on the attack, as they'll try to work that ball around the perimeter. Trying to dump it down low. Good play defensively. Might have gotten a whistle, and it'll go back to GW. Have I got the teams right? Are we going left to right? We're going left to right.
So we're going from here to there.
Right. Air Force in possession of the ball as we are just underway. 7:04 left to play here in the first period. A little double team as they tried to go down low, Aiden.
Exactly. Free pass by Campbell Harris.
One of the things that Coach Ryan Brown was talking about, they'd like to get more scoring out of Campbell this year.
Now we see Air Force has a man-up possession here. One of the George Washington players got an ejection. So we're going to use this 30 seconds for our advantage.
And right there, who were we just talking about? Campbell Harris, I do believe, and he gets the first score of the year for Air Force. Campbell Harris puts up the Falcons by the score of 1-0. Good play by Campbell. Here's a pass across the width of the pool. Air Force with some good outside pressure. And a lob just over the goalie.
Just missed it.
And here we go as the ball is going to be worked around that perimeter.
Jason Hires attacking.
Jason Harris trying to get it down low, but it'll be knocked away by the Colonials, and up the pool they come. I have to wonder, Aiden, with the altitude and maybe a minor factor, but an indoor pool, how much of a factor does that work in the Air Force's favor?
I'm going to have to say not too much. I believe that George Washington also has an indoor pool, but that altitude's certainly going to get to them in the later quarters of this game.
Probably see a lot of substitutions as well. GW trying to go down low. And the Colonials.
Jason Hires gets ejected. Now it's the Colonials' turn for a man-up possession.
GW trying to get something up on the board here as they go to that right side of the pool. Cross court. I thought they might try a release there. There's a pump fake, and they hit in the corner. Corner shot is good. And that was taken by Nick Schroeder. He is out of Orinda, California, 6'4" sophomore. So now, everybody appears to be full strength. Dump off to the left side. Air Force moving from left to right as you look at him at your picture. Double team. Outside to Pitt, and a fire into the corner. Great shot, great score
by Michael Miller.
Take a look at it again on the replay as they set that up beautifully.
Nice cross pass straight to the weak side, and a beautiful execution by Mikey Miller.
And that gives the Falcons a 2-1 lead. We're going to have a whole bunch of substitutions coming in now for both sides. And, of course, I would think with this altitude and all the intense swimming, you got to have depth. And I think that might be one thing, Aiden, that helps the Falcons this year. I think you can go pretty deep.
Yep, exactly.
And we are going to get ready to put the ball in play. This is Finn Lillis who had it. Air Force with their second unit in. Getting a lot of substitutions, a lot of pressure right now.
Exactly. We could see the overpress done by Air Force right now, keeping the pressure on the ball, not letting easy passes swing around.
Saw a lot of that in the blue-silver game, didn't we?
Exactly.
There's a shot and a score as the Colonials will tie it up with a deuce. You get a look at the replay. Good left-handed fire and in and good. And we're knotted at 2. Air Force and the George Washington Colonials. First game of the year for the Falcons. Trying to get off to a real good start and build up a nice one-loss record before you go on the road next week to the Triton Invitational.
Exactly. We're hoping to prove ourselves this weekend.
More importantly, it's always nice to get that first game out of the way and get a lot of questions answered. As Henry Yevitt, there's 7 on the shot clock, trying to feed it down
Entry
low.
to Campbell Harris.
I think Campbell might have had it taken away, and it's tapped back to the goalie for George Washington, and he will try the, well, I thought he might throw the outlet pass a little bit, but attacking Destici, I believe that is how you pronounce it. Here is a shot that hits just off the left corner.
Just barely tipped by James Burke on that one. Nice altered shot. Good reaction time for that one. Here we'll see Air Force try to work the ball around to get an entry to Campbell Harris. You can see George Washington in a nice drop.
Campbell Harris is the man in the middle. He's the postman, if you will. Campbell standing at 6'5". I think we have an exclusion call, do we not? So Air Force
Yes, we do.
Air Force should have a man advantage. Let's see if they can capitalize. 2-2 is our score. Working that ball around. Oh, they almost pump fake the goalie out of position there. Being very patient with the ball. 18 on the shot clock. No reason to rush. Feeding it up high. Getting to the left side. Now George Washington coming out to pressure a little bit. There's the shot, and it's going to be off the left part of the post. And the Colonials will have the ball as we have 3:16 left to go here in the first period.
Here we can see the Colonials with a man advantage as Campbell Harris tries to make his way down the pool. Hopefully they won't be able to capitalize. Quick shot and a block by James Burke.
Nice play by James Burke. Looked like they tried to skip that one. Along with Aiden Sandu, I'm Jeffrey Orman. Opening day here at the Cadet Natatorium at the United States Air Force Academy. Work the right side.
Overshot the pass a little bit.
Trying to see how the Colonials are trying to set up. Almost it looked to them like a 2-4-D, Aiden. Is that what you're seeing?
I see a drop from the 1-2 side on that one, trying to keep the ball out of Campbell Harris's hands and force a shot from outside.
Little backhander. As see how much time is left in the penalty. Are they back at full strength? As the Colonials moving right to left as we look at them here. Good pass down low.
Free pass by their center.
Throwing it outside to DJ Davis. They try to go down low. Here is a steal by Air Force. Number 17, that was Gavin Jones, I think, with a takeaway.
Good defensive play.
And the Cadets come on the attack. 2-2 is our score. Kind of a low-scoring affair here in the early going. Everybody just kind of trying to feel each other out, I guess. Here's a shot and a score, and the Falcons go on top.
Here we see on the replay Campbell Harris here with a free throw. Goes right for the shot, and of course he capitalizes off of it.
That should be Campbell's second goal of the match, I think.
I believe so.
1:53 left to play in quarter number 1. And Campbell will get a breather as he comes out of the pool. And we're getting ready for the Colonials to take possession. I think we had a little work to do down there. Everybody had to make sure that the goals were correct. Again, pressure being put on by Air Force on the Colonials. Throwing it off to the left side. This is to number 2, DeStisi.
Another ejection drawn by the Colonials. Looks like they're going to have a man-up possession.
DeStisi trying to work it off to the left side. He pump fakes. DeStisi to a man over to the right side. They fire and they score. And we're knotted at 3. So we will go back to full strength. Aiden, so far as we're in the first quarter, what are you seeing so far?
I'm seeing a lot of good plays, good opportunities. Our defense is working hard to try to shut them down, but obviously every once in a while they're going to find holes. So we're still working through our defense, running our plays, and I think it's just a lot of trial and error at this point. As we see here, we got a man-up possession by Air Force.
Nice
Luke
block.
Andres tries going for the quick shot, recovers the ball after a block.
And the Falcons get possession once more. This is Reagan Pittman throwing it out to the center position. Off to the left side. And a Turashev trying to get it down low, taken away by the goalie for the Colonials. And so here we go with a semi-outlet pass. Tied at 3. We have 49 seconds left to go here in the first period. Opening game for the Falcons. Here's a skip shot, and they score. Nice skip shot taken by number 8. That's Andres Laval from Budapest, Hungary. Watch the skip.
Good recognition, seeing that the goalie's on the other side of the cage, decided to go for it, and obviously it looks like he did a good job with that skip shot.
And those are hard to defend, aren't they? Because they skip and you never know which way the ball is going to break. I would think that would be a beast to try to cover, wouldn't it?
Exactly. You can't really tell which way it's going to come, which trajectory it's going to have. So good choice with the skip shot on that one.
4-3, George Washington with their first lead of the match, I believe, or second. Here is a pressure being put on.
Working the ball up top.
Nice knockaway by the goalie. It'll go over to the Colonials as we have 18 seconds left to play here in the first period. I'm Jeffrey Orman along with Aiden Sandu as we have a swim for the ball. George Washington has it. And they
good
throw.
Defense.
Great defense and a good block in the goal.
And as the quarter ends, we see James Burke trying to go for the final shot.
And that is how we'll close out period number 1 with the Colonials leading the Air Force Academy 4-3. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. Getting ready to start the second quarter sprint. Jeffrey Orman along with Aiden Sandu. Aiden, your evaluation of the first period.
In the first period, just a quick recap, we saw a lot of lead changes and back and forth water polo. The Air Force and Colonials kind of battled it out, good defensive plays and good offensive plays. A lot of trying out for that first quarter, and here we go with the second.
Air Force now 2-0 on the sprint as they're moving left to right. Falcons trailing for the first time today to the Colonials, trying to dump inside. Again, we'll try to tell you who's in the pool as we kind of do a quick check. Gavin Jones, doesn't look like there's too much of a change from what I can see. 3 seconds to go, and here is a shot batted high up in the air, and
recovered by the Colonials.
Nice play by the goalie. Here is an outlet pass coming to DeStisi. DeStisi throwing it over the right side. Want to go down low inside that 2 meters.
Looks like an ejection at 2 meters. Colonials will have a man-up advantage now. See what they can do with it.
The man that will be taking the break will be Gavin Jones as the Colonials continue to work that ball around the perimeter. There's a shot and a score. Colonials up by 2 by the score of 5-3. Almost looked like another skip shot there.
Exactly. We could see a nice bar in for that shot. Pretty difficult to block, especially from that low angle when you're trying to focus on getting that near side.
So the Falcons find themselves 2 down here as we are in the second period of play. Just trying to work that ball around to the right side. Off the hands of number 17, Gavin Jones. Again, Gavin with the ball.
Back over to Mikey.
And that is Mike Miller that we're referring to there. Here is a shot and a score. Number 17, Gavin Jones puts the Cadets within 1, 5-4 on a great shot there. Here we go, a 5-4 game. As the Colonials in possession of the ball. Here's a shot, a wild shot taken by number 2 that is attacking DeStisi. And now the Falcons with a chance, Aiden, to tie it up. Up the pool they come. Grant Snyder.
Looks like another ejection was called, giving Air Force another man-up opportunity here. Hopefully they could tie this game up.
They've got a lot of time on that clock. They don't want to get too careless with a man advantage.
We see Mikey Miller working up top, wrapping up his free pass.
Now 16 seconds left to go. Dealing around to the outside.
And a beautiful goal by Campbell Harris.
Campbell Harris. Oh, man, just a simple tip-in on that.
Exactly. Not much more needed when you're that close.
Take a look at the good ball movement, and then there's Campbell Harris. He taps it in for the score. One of the things that Coach Ryan Brown was telling me during the offseason, they want to see more scoring from Campbell Harris, and so far he's having himself a pretty good day. By my unofficial count, and I mean real unofficial count, I've got him for 3. Colonials, here's DJ Davis getting a little bit of pressure. Off to DeStisi.
We can see Air Force keeping up the pressure on this defense. Sebastian Sack helping back to make sure the ball doesn't get into center.
Want to try and go down low. That's what they're trying to do here. There's a shot in from the post, and George Washington goes back on top, 6-5. Just what you were saying, Ed.
A lot of back and forth we see here. Hopefully we could stop this with a good defensive play, good defensive stop.
Going to get some massive substitutions on both sides. We are at the, as you see, the time remaining. George Washington leading it by the score of 6-5. Reagan Pittman.
Entry pass to Luke Andres. Who draws the ejection, giving the Air Force another man-up opportunity.
Luke Andres, one of the leading scorers on this team last year.
And this year's team captain.
Here is a ball up top to Andres.
Downloaded. Oh, beautiful block by the Colonials.
Still holds it 6-5, 5:04 left to play here in the intermission. Jeffrey Orman, Aiden Sandu with you at the Cadet Natatorium. First game of the year for the Air Force Academy Falcons. Expectations are certainly high indeed. For those of you that didn't have a chance to see the preseason piece that Brian German, our executive producer, put together, very nice piece indeed. Good shot, and that was way from the outside. A long bomb and a good score. That was just a long toss, and GW now leads it by the score of 7-5. A little bit of a run being made by the Colonials as they have the last 2 goals. Again, pressure being put on by the Colonials. Air Force trying to get something up on the board here with 4:31 left to go.
Looks like Air Force turned the ball over.
Yep. Fans weren't too real pleased about that. Matt Taylor will outlet the ball.
Looks like they have a nice counterattack coming up. We'll probably see him swing the ball to the weak side. Oh,
nice
he goes
block,
into the
great
spot.
block. Isher Gill almost with a one-on-one with the Air Force goalie, and Air Force takes it away.
Exactly. Looks like we are seeing James Burke getting subbed out for Anthony Tolbert, who's now in the cage, making that last block.
And once again, Matt Taylor coming up with the ball at the 4-minute mark. 7-5, the George Washington Colonials on top. Josh Yardley now with the ball out on that right side, working that ball around the perimeter. Pump fake a shot, tried to skip it, and
just wide of the cage.
Josh Yardley misses that one, and now Air Force will take possession. Anthony Tolbert, a sophomore, 6'4", 200-pounder from Clovis, California.
It seems that Air Force has another man-up opportunity as an ejection was drawn. Looks like we took a quick shot but did not capitalize off of that.
Isher Gill.
Timeout by the Colonials.
And we'll take one as well. 3 minutes and 26 seconds left to play before the intermission. The George Washington Colonials lead the Air Force Academy Falcons 7-5. You're watching Air Force Academy Water Polo. Back once again at the Cadet Natatorium. I'm Jeffrey Orman along with Aiden Sandu. 3:20 left to play before the intermission.
Here we'll see Air Force run into a 2-3-4 drop where the entire top line will come back to try to help that center.
And that worked on that possession.
Looks like we have an attack up the pool. Anthony Tolbert makes the outlet. Sebastian Sack, a freshman this year, with a free pass. Passing it back to Gavin Jones.
Gavin getting a little push by one of the Colonials as they work it around. And the Falcons trying to, there they go, they broke the drought there. Good shot and it's now 7-6. The Falcons within one.
Here we can see Sebastian Sack with a beautiful goal, freshman this year, really making it his all, giving it his all this season.
How do you evaluate, Aiden, the freshman class? Because they're going to have to pick up a lot of the slack over the next 4 years, or next 3 years, I should say.
This year, our freshman recruiting class seems to be very strong. We have a couple of good players that are we should be able to see play today, as we already saw Sebastian Sack capitalizing on that last goal. So we have a lot of potential coming from them, and it's hopeful for the future years.
Kretsch trying to throw to somebody in the corner. They're going to swim for it, and Destisi will pick it up.
Cross pass to the 4-5 side.
Colonials trying to get it down low, and there's a shot and a score by number 3, Andrew Mavis. And it's now 8-6 in favor of the Colonials. That's the biggest lead they've had, a 2-goal lead. Another skip shot, and it's 8-6. Coming up the pool, here is Mike Miller. Dishes it off to the right side to Sam Fuller. Dumping it down low to number 6, Ian Shepard, and it's now bumped and taken away by the Nick Schroeder.
Thank you. Looks like they crossed the ball over to the other side. And right on back. And back to the middle.
Beautiful ball movement, well executed, good finish by the Colonials, and now they have their biggest lead of the match. A 3-goal lead, as it is now 9-6.
A play like that, we could see it's very difficult for the goalie to block, going from one side of the cage to the other and back. Can't really move as fast as the ball, so good recognition by the Colonials on that one.
Henry Moss was the man that made the score, and it's a 3-goal advantage for the Colonials with 1:53 left to play before the intermission. Here's Mike Miller.
Another turnover by the Air Force.
I have a sneaking suspicion Coach Ryan Brown might have a few words to say about that at the intermission.
Right after that turnover, looks like there was an ejection drawn, so the Colonials will have a man-up advantage.
Which is not what the Air Force needs right now. They have got to be at full strength. There's another shot, and number 2, that is Atakan Destisi, gives the Colonials a 4-goal lead. They've now scored the last 3. A 3-0 run for the Colonials. 10-6, 1:35 left to play before the intermission. Lots of substitutions coming into the pool. All right, Aiden, what does Air Force need to do? Stay with the game plan, still stay with the game plan, and maybe try to go down low? What's the game strategy now?
Air Force right now can't get in their own heads. They got to keep playing our game, keep running our plays, and not let the score get to their heads. This is a four-quarter game. It's only the second. There's still plenty of time for us to win this.
Lot of water polo left to be played. McCarroll off to number 17, Gavin Jones. Jones had an idea, throws off to the left side. I think that's Mike Miller that's got it.
Seems like Air Force has a man-up advantage at this time.
Luke Andres, here's a shot just off the left side of the right side of the post there of the goal. Rebound pulled down by
back
Watson
up top.
McCarroll. Is Mikey Miller going to try one? Yes, he is, and it hits the left side. Oh, they're just not going in right now.
Looks like the goalkeeper got a hand on that one, so good recognition on that.
And so now the Colonials will execute. Dumping it off to number 10, Isha Gill, as they try to get it across the pool. Air Force looking like they want to extend their D a little bit. Josh Yardley, who already has a goal. They try to dump it down low. That might be an errant shot. And another goal, as I think that's Andres Laval who got that one. And suddenly the Colonials on a 4-0 run and a 5-goal lead of 11-6.
Looks like Air Force is really struggling with keeping the ball out of their center's hands. That's where we see this large score differential coming up from. Hopefully they could get that fixed by the next half.
Looks like Reagan Pittman checking into the match, and he's got the ball on the near side.
Luke Andres driving across, gets the ball.
Lost control of the ball and taken away by the goalie. Well, I guess it would be safe to say that one of the things that was a cause for concern right now, Aiden, is the fact that the turnovers.
And that's the half.
All right, we're going to take a brief intermission and come back as the Colonials have an 11-6 lead over the Air Force Academy Falcons at the half. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. Getting ready to start the second half sprint with the George Washington Colonials leading the Air Force Academy in game one of the season 11-6. Aiden Sandu, my broadcast partner this afternoon. And Aiden, a quick evaluation of what you saw in the first half and what the Air Force needs to do to get back in the match.
First half, we saw a lot of back and forth, and then towards the end of it, we saw the Colonials take the lead. Kind of a lot of mistakes piling up, and George Washington capitalizing off them. The second half, we hope to see that those mistakes have been fixed and good water polo continuing to be played.
Air Force 3-0 on the sprints. And the Falcons will try to cut down on those turnovers, obviously, as we mentioned a little bit earlier. Here they work around that perimeter, being very patient with the shot. 10 on the shot clock right now, trying to dump it down low. Not a good play there, and it will be taken away by the goalie for the George Washington Colonials. It should be Matt Taylor, who I think is still back in the cage for the Colonials.
Long cross pass.
Possibly a one-on-one. Great block ball knocked out of bounds.
Off the tip, looks like George Washington will recover the ball and get another opportunity here.
Great play. Andres Levi was trying to put it in the net. Fresh 30 seconds on the shot clock. Lob pass. It goes over the head of DeStisi. DeStisi flagging it down.
Still plenty of time to attack. You can see Air Force is running a drop now, and looks like a shot and a miss by the Colonials on that one.
Anthony Tolbert, that was Schroeder who took the shot. Anthony Tolbert remains in goal. He came in the second quarter, and they're going to keep him in there to start the second half. Here is a feed down low, a shot, a skip, and a score for Air Force. Grant Snyder, I think, if I read the cap correctly.
That is correct. Another freshman we see out here performing well.
Ryan Brown giving his freshman a chance to get a little bit of action. 11-7 now in favor of GW. That breaks a bit of a drought for the Falcons. Colonials in possession of the ball. Levi. Again, Levi being worked on by Miller. Mike trying to do something there. Now Pittman getting in the way. There's a turnover by Air Force. They needed that.
That's just what we need to turn the tide. It looks like Reagan Pittman on the attack.
Long.
He pulls out. Doesn't look like he had an advantage.
Pittman losing the ball. Gets away from him again. Now he gets it. Now he lobs down low. They may have a golden opportunity here on a possible one-on-one on the score.
That's Ian Shepard, a junior here at the Air Force Academy with a beautiful near side shot.
Falcons with 2 goals here to start the second half, and they've now cut it to 11-8 as the Falcons with a 2-goal run here in the third period. 6:01 left to play here in period number 3.
Strong start to the second half.
Indeed. Getting ready to put the ball in play.
Some substitutions being made by Air Force.
And here we go as it goes to Gavin Jones. Working that ball around the left side, looking for Gavin. I'm sorry. We'll try this again, shall we? Yes, this is Cradge. There's a shot that's a little high. Long rebound. This ought to be an interesting swim.
50-50 ball. Looks like George Washington recovers it.
And they did. That is Levi who throws it up top. Trying to get it down low. We'll look for a shot effort here and a lob shot. I think it's short.
Just barely short. Didn't give it enough juice. Nice recognition by Anthony Tolbert on that one to get back and get it out of there as it floats on the goal line.
Big break for the Falcons. Tolbert clearing it out. Off to Pittman. There's a shot blocked by their goalie on the other end. That's Matt Taylor who makes a play. 5:12 remaining here in the third quarter. Jeffrey Orman, Aiden Sandu with you at the Cadet Natatorium.
And
Here's
a steal by Mikey Miller on that one.
Great play. Back to Tolbert. Will they try an outlet pass? They will indeed. Throwing that ball around to the center. Pittman.
Michael Miller attacks. Turnover by Air Force. Reagan Pittman rushing to get back as we see a man-up opportunity
Possibly
here.
having a one-on-one.
And Anthony Tolbert capitalizes off that fumble and steals the ball.
Good play there, and I think Pittman might have had something to do with it. He might have created a little interference there, and he has the ball as he brings it up the pool, swims it up the pool. I would say dribble, but that may not be the right sport. Air Force trying to get a goal there. It is turned away at the gate.
Timeout by the George Washington Colonials here. Let's see if they can make something out of this.
And I think they're seeing, Aiden, I think what they're seeing right now is they're seeing that the Falcons are building up a momentum and they're going to try and stop it. So
exactly what's going on right here.
Timeout being called by George Washington, 11-8, the Colonials over the Falcons. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. .424 left to go in the third period. The Air Force Academy Falcons making a bit of a run here in the third period, down by 3 as the Colonials, Aiden, called a timeout, and I think all they're trying to do is stop the momentum which Air Force is building right now.
Exactly what they're trying to do. We could...
Well, let's see what kind of set up defensively. Looks like Air Force trying to drop some people back, and here is a shot and a score. So apparently the timeout worked very well as number 20, Gabriele Samonte from Florence, Italy, scores the goal, and it's now 12-8, and once again the Colonials with a 4-goal lead. Here comes Air Force. This is Sam Fuller, who had the ball. Now there's a wild scrimmage under the pool, in the water. Air Force comes up with it.
Looks like Air Force has drawn another exclusion. Oh, and a wide shot.
Was that Luke Andres that took that shot?
That was Luke Andres.
Luke has yet to score in this match. Unofficially it is Campbell Harris who has, I think, leads the Falcons in scoring. Here's a dump down low. Nice slap away by Air Force. Good D there, and they'll get it on the turnover. And up the pool they come. Foul situation's not too terribly critical as we take a look. I think the only one that's Jason Hires, they've got him for whistled for 2 personals. Well, I'm surprised we didn't get a call there.
We got an ejection on that one.
All right, I was wondering about that, and that's also be a personal foul. Here is a shot, up there, a pass.
Looks like Air Force calls a timeout. Hopefully we'll see a play run here and get a goal to try to even the score out.
And we will take one as well as you see the time remaining and the score. The Colonials leading it by 4. You're watching Air Force Academy Water Polo. Back once again at the Cadet Natatorium. I'm Jeffrey Orman along with Aiden Sandu. Substitutions made for both teams. Falcons trying to close the gap. There's a shot. Boy, how many times have we seen that today, Aiden, as that ball has just hit off the right part of the goal there.
It seems that Air Force has a lot of opportunities, but just can't seem to bring it home and finish the play.
Still some time left. Up the pool comes Yardley. He gets it at the top, almost at the top of the key. Here is he tries to dump it down low. Got to play tight. They may have a shot, and they do. Good play there. Into the net, Jordan Blosser with the score.
Good move by him, working around to get the inside water and finishing strong.
13-8 now in favor of the Colonials. One thing you don't want to do, you certainly don't want to start the season off on the wrong end in your pool. There are 3 more matches left to be played, 2 tomorrow. But you want to get off to a positive start. And here come the Falcons. Andres with the ball on the right side. And they, kind of judging by the fans, they thought they might have seen something. Mikey Miller had the ball there. There's Mike.
Looks like Luke Andres drew an ejection on that one, giving us a man up. Crossed the mic. And a barely goal by Luke Andres on that one. He looks like he made his first goal of the game.
And his first of the season, 13-9 now in favor of Air Force. I was waiting on the call from the referee down on the near side to see if that was going to count as you get a look at the team captain, senior out of Rancho Cucamonga. Falcons trying to close the gap. They have 13-9 now in favor of Air Force. And the Falcons need to play a little bit of D, maybe get a break or two. And
they enter the ball into the center again.
There's a takeaway from Tolbert.
Looks like an ejection drawn and a knockaway by Michael Miller.
And it looks like...
apologies on that one. Looks like that was Sam Fuller.
Let's see who got the ejection for Air Force. That would be number 20, Larson McCarroll. GW can afford to be a little bit on the patient side. Here's a shot and a score.
Great job wrapping up on that one by George Washington, creating an opening to make that goal.
Gabriel Samonte, I think, on the score. 14-9. And suddenly the Colonials opening up a lead here. Falcons coming on the attack as we're back at full strength. Reagan Pittman. Pittman might have a look. Yep, he's going to hold up. I think he may want to go down low.
And it looks like we have another turnover by Air Force.
Can't afford that at all right now.
Good patience by George Washington as they get their team down the pool.
And here they come up on the attack, number 21. Here's a turnover now for the Falcons as they will dump it back into the goal.
We got an advantage up the middle of the pool, it seems.
Here's a feed off to the left side. Trying to get it into the middle, and a shot on the score!
Sam Fuller there with a nice shot as he works his way down the pool.
14-10 now in favor of Air Force. 1:19 left to go in period number 3. Substitutions coming in now for the Falcons. And some substitutions coming in for George Washington. So George Washington will come on the attack again. Here's DJ Davis, who will swim it up the center of the pool. Coming out to greet him is number 13, Henry Yevitt. Air Force playing a tight man-to-man right now. Off to number 10 is your Gill. And a backhanded shot and a beauty. That was Andres Levi. Great shot there. We'll take a look at this again. This was a great flip.
Quick backhand goes right above the goalie's head. Just did not have enough time to react for that one.
15-10 now in favor of George Washington. As you see Levi in your picture. Nick Reynolds now with the ball. Falcons down 5 goals here in the third period. There's a feed off to the left side, trying to go up high.
Looks like Air Force will have a man-up opportunity here as an ejection was drawn.
Can they capitalize on it? Don't want to get too far behind, and there is a foul. It'll come right back to Air Force, though. Here is a lob. Pass a little bit on the high side because I think they were trying to execute a pass and a shot on that.
It looks like it. Great field block by the Colonial defense, and it looks like Air Force will recover the ball.
Great steal. Reynolds with it. Off to number 17. Here's Gavin Jones. Jones tries a skip shot, and it goes wide. Air Force had the opportunity. Here's a
long pass down the pool.
Indeed it is. Back to number 8, Levi.
Great shot, as we can see right there, as it bounces off the far post and in.
Good bank shot. Now 16-10 in favor of GW. Pretty strong opening game performance for the Colonials. Corey Tanis calling out to his teammates. Here's Gavin Jones. 2 seconds left to go in the quarter. A skip shot, and it is not going to go as it goes to the right of the net. At the end of 3, 16-10, the Colonials over the Falcons. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. You get a look at the Air Force Academy goalie, Anthony Tolbert, who came on in the, I think it was the first or second quarter. And here we go with the fourth quarter. It was the second quarter, and Air Force is now 4-0 on sprints as we start the fourth and final quarter.
That's Michael Miller winning all 4 sprints for Air Force, I believe.
He had a tremendous year last year in that department. He didn't lose very many of them. Here is a shot and a tip-in, can't go. Taken away by the goalie. That is Matt Taylor.
It looks like George Washington coming up with an advantage on the counterattack here as Campbell Harris tries to make his way down the pool.
Leading it by 6 here in the fourth and final period. Trying to go down low. There's a shot and a score. Andrew Mavis makes it.
You can see here Air Force in the drop, but no one crashing back in time to get that ball out of the center's hand.
17-10 now in favor of the Colonials. Air Force needed to make a run, and is Andres. Back to Mike Miller. A lot of action down low.
Seems like we're trying to work the ball around to get it into Campbell Harris.
Well, that would be a good move, and there's a backhander, and it's knocked away by the GW goalie.
Good look by the Air Force, but a better block by George Washington on that one.
17-10, as coming up the pool now is Nick Schroeder. Schroeder throws at the width of the pool and signaling for somebody, I think, to come out.
Seems like he's trying to slow it down on that one. Set up their offense and try to run the clock out.
And here's a shot, and
it's on the goal line and just barely reached the goal.
So, as a result of that, tough break there as you look at it again.
It floats around for a minute. Just as Anthony Tolbert got to it, they called it as a goal.
It's now 18-10, a 4-0 run for the Colonials here.
Good move by Grant Snyder here as you see him turn around. Another freshman on the team. Cross pass over to Luke Andres, fumbles the ball.
Luke trying to get it down
and it looks
low.
like we were not able to recover it.
Yep, looks like a steal by their goalie.
And a turnover by George Washington.
Falcons have got to capitalize on every single opportunity that they have as the ball is retrieved by the Falcons. Here's a shot and a score.
Looks like George Washington had a miscommunication on defense there, and luckily for the Falcons, we were able to capitalize off of it.
Indeed. I think that was Gavin Jones who got the score, number 17. Did you see him swimming up the pool? 18-11 now. Substitutions coming in for the Falcons. Looks like they have 1, 2, 3 players maybe coming in, Aiden.
I believe so.
Maybe more, 4. Almost an entire new lineup. Aiden Sandu, my commentator today. Aiden, a goalkeeper for this Air Force Academy Falcon water polo team. As we have a battle, could have a possible 3-on-2, and oh man, that was a shot. Andres Levi with the score there, and it's 19-11. That is a classic.
Able to get the lead on 2 defenders there and just made it barely under the goalkeeper's arm on that one.
Henry Yevitt now deals the ball off. Henry back, trying to go to the center of the pool. Throws it off to the right side. Down low they go. And Taylor taking it away. Now Air Force gets it back.
As a man-up opportunity here. Hopefully they'll be able to score a goal out of this one.
And a shot and a score, and right on target. Good call, Aiden.
Here on this replay, we can see Jason Hires pushing that field blocker out of the way, opening up a shooting lane, and ultimately giving the goal for the Falcons.
5:35 left to go. Falcons now starting to put some pressure on. Trying to force a turnover if they can do it. Looks like Sebastian Sack was trying to put the heat on. So now it's going to be trying to get a little D, and a shot and a long bomb. A great goal scored by number 4. That's Josh Yardley. He's already got one today. 20-12. Another substitution, I think, as coming in to the match will be Bender Russo replacing Andrew Mavis for GW. 5:21 left to play in the opening match. Here is Sam Fuller, tries to dump it to the right side of the pool.
Looks like a man-up opportunity, and just hit the post once again.
And it will be indeed a man opportunity on the exclusion. Here is a dump down low, knocked away.
And a 5-meter penalty shot drawn by Corey Tanis there on the post.
So we will have our first penalty shot of the season.
It looks like number 8, Sam Fuller, will be taking it.
That'll help. Sam Fuller waiting for the whistle. And there it is. Sam Fuller converts on the penalty shot. Falcons 1 for 1 on the penalty shot. Look where he put that one. Just bounced it right into the corner. 20-13 now. Falcons closing the gap. 5:01 left to play.
Looks like James Burke returns to the game for the goalkeeper. You can hear him calling out the defense, telling the Falcons to keep the pressure up. An overpass, and
he throws it high.
Over.
Oh, what a break for Air Force. Looked like James was coming out of the cage, and they were going to try and lob it over his head, and it was too long.
Exactly. Good thing our defense kept the pressure up and altered the shot a little bit.
Now can they convert?
Here we go.
You can hear the coaches just to the right of us imploring the team to take advantage of the golden opportunity that they have. Can't rush anything. Boy, it looked like somebody had an arm around the neck going down low. Thought we might see something there, but a turnover goes to GW. Colonials have the ball and the lead, as you see.
Make the outlet over to the 4-5 side of the pool, which is the right.
Shot and a score.
It looks like a turnover was called just before that shot, so Air Force will recover and move back down the other way.
No goal then. Destisi will have that taken away from him, so a long down the length of the pool.
Sam Fuller draws the foul.
Absolutely.
Looks like he'll give an entry to Corey Tanis.
Air Force with an opportunity here.
Corey Tanis draws an ejection. And a timeout called by the Falcons.
Play getting probably a little bit out of control for Coach Brown's taste, and so Ryan Brown will call a timeout. It comes with 3:50 left to play in the match as Air Force trails 20-13 to George Washington. You're watching Air Force Academy Water Polo. Timeout being called by Air Force as they try to settle down. Play getting maybe a tad out of control here.
We see some of the starters returning for Air Force, trying to hopefully make a goal here to turn the tide of the game.
Indeed. And there's a shot and knocked away. Tough break for Air Force. They've had a couple that have gone off the top of the cage, off the side of the cage. And as a result, GW. Bender Russo now comes up. Throwing it off to the left side. 3:16 left to go in the first game of the season for the Falcons. Destisi and Falcons have possession of the ball. Long pass, a shot and a score!
That's Michael Miller with the goal on that one, with an assist by Ian Shepard. Good recognition by him to see him open across the pool.
Suddenly the Falcons are down by 6 goals, 20-14, 3:12 left to play. There is Mike Miller, senior out of Tustin, California. I think just about almost everybody on this team is from the Golden State, aren't they, Aiden? I mean,
just about. There's a couple of guys this year that have coming from out of state.
Yeah, a couple of foreigners from Illinois and Michigan.
Exactly.
2:57 left to play. Falcons got to play the D. Time may be working against them. Mike Miller trying to reach in for a possible steal. Falcons trying to pressure him. Shot clock at 8. Knocked away by Air Force. That's what they need there, and they've got to hurry.
He needs to throw it down the pool down to Ian Shepard, it looks like. He's going to try to score off of this.
Ian Shepard.
And we draw another 5-meter penalty on that one. Good recognition by Ian Shepard, passed into the inside of Luke Andres, who eventually drawed the penalty for that. Looks like Campbell Harris is coming up to take the shot.
Well, they need that for a couple of reasons. Number one, to close the gap. Number two, it stops the clock. And Campbell Harris scores. Down by 5 as the Falcons put on a little bit of a run here in the fourth quarter. 2:28 left to play. Well, if they could get a few more of those, Aiden, I'll tell you right now, as we mentioned, it stops the clock, which helps.
Exactly. And it builds momentum for Air Force, which they are in desperate need of right now.
Yes, they are. Here is a pass into the corner of the pool. We got a mad swim for that. Colonials will have it.
Good pressure by Air Force defense here. We see Michael Miller taking off down the other side of the pool, trying to get an advantage towards the end of this shot clock.
Well, I'll tell you what, they may have that opportunity now as the ball is retrieved by Campbell Harris. They try a long down. Michael Miller with an opportunity, tries to lob it, and it's off the left hand of the goalkeeper, Matt Taylor. Good play there. Air Force has it.
Air Force recovered off that tip.
1:51 left to play in the match. Here's a shot, and that is a goal.
Ejection is called. The ejection was called just before that shot, so it looks like Air Force will have to try to make it again.
And I believe that they called the ejection on Samante, who I think is out of the match, if that's his third personal, and Air Force scores. They're coming on. 2016 now, as the Falcons have scored on a 3-goal run.
As we can see, the Air Force is building that momentum back up. Wouldn't be surprised if George Washington took a timeout if they continue with this trend.
More substitutions coming in for Air Force. Brian Brown trying to get all the right matchups and getting all the right people into the match. Campbell Harris checking out of the game, but I wouldn't be surprised, Aiden, if he comes right back in.
Exactly. Get him a quick breather and get him back in the game.
Exactly right. He's been the leading scorer, I believe, for Air Force today. Here's a swim for the ball. Mike Miller going up against number 4, Josh Yardley.
Good pressure by the Air Force defense here, forcing the overpasses.
Got to get that ball. They're down by only 4. 1:21 left to go in the opening match. Air Force looking for a turnover. And here is a shot tipped away by the goalie.
Great save by James Burke on that one. And it looks like we're going to have a man-up advantage, hopefully, out of this.
Another exclusion foul. Burke calling out to his teammates. We're getting under a minute.
Here we see Luke Andres moving in towards the goal. Ball to Mikey Miller.
Mike Miller
and
fires.
Blocked by the goalkeeper on that one.
Good play. Good play by the goalkeeper, Matt Taylor. He's played a good game in the cage today for the Colonials.
As we see the clock winding down for the game, we'll see George Washington start to slow it down, try to use up that time.
Spreading it out. Josh Yardley has the ball.
We'll see them try to use the whole clock here as there's 5 seconds left.
Yardley
dumps it to the opposite side. 24 seconds left in the game as Air Force tries to make another goal. An ejection is drawn, it seems. Reagan Pittman coming up the pool.
Reagan with a opportunity to maybe take a shot here. Tried a little spin move, I think, in the pool. Fire a
right back to him.
Back
it looks
to Pittman,
like.
Gets away.
10 seconds left.
And a crank up and a shot, a skip.
And just barely off the goal line on that one.
And time is going to expire as the George Washington Colonials win the opening match 20-16. The Falcons will get a little bit of a break, and then they will be back in the pool at approximately 5:45 against Redlands. In the meantime, we're going to take a break. Ryan Brown, we understand, is scheduled to join us for the post game. And we'll have some comments from him when we return right after this. The Colonials of George Washington open with a 20-16 victory over the Air Force Academy Falcons. Back with more when we return right after this. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. Back at the Air Force Academy Cadet Natatorium, I'm Jeffrey Orman, along with second-year head coach Ryan Brown. George Washington winning the first game, 20-16. Coach, your evaluation. We'll be looking at some plays here on the monitor, but your evaluation of what you saw today.
We had a ton of opportunities. They played well. We missed our extra man. I think we were 6 or 7 for 17, 16. So it's a matter of, we got to put away our opportunities. We got to do a better job finishing in front of the cage.
I think one of the things that we noticed, and Aiden Sandu and I were talking about it, there were some turnovers that probably need to be cut down on.
Yeah, anytime you turn the ball over, it leads to easy goals for the other team. Anytime we steal a ball, we need to capitalize on those opportunities going the other direction. When they make mistakes, we need to capitalize on those as well.
Had a chance to play a couple of goalies. What did you see?
We got to do a better job. I'm not going to rag on them here, but we got to do a better job. We can't give up 20 goals.
I know you and I talked about that in the preseason. You said that was going to be one of the 3 keys for this team is to get better play from the goalies' defense. And you talked a little bit about Campbell Harris, who I think had 3 or 4 today, 3 by my unofficial count.
Yeah, Campbell did a great job. I saw a couple highlights of him down here on the post, as well as earning some exclusions out of the center. He did a nice job scoring on the post, getting shots off at 2 meters and drawing exclusions. So he did a great job. Goalie's got to play better.
If you have a chance to regroup before the second game, and you kind of answered my next question, you'll be addressing the goalie situation.
I will be.
All right, sir. Coach, thank you for stopping by and appreciate it. Good luck in the second game.
Thank you.
Ryan Brown, the second-year head coach of the Air Force Academy. The final score, George Washington defeating Air Force by the score of 20-16. Our next game will be coming up at approximately 5:45 Mountain Daylight Time. For our entire cast and crew, I'm Jeffrey Orman bidding you a pleasant good afternoon from the Cadet Natatorium here at the United States Air Force Academy.